This tutorial covers how to make a basic interactive quiz in Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 using macros. We'll create an example quiz with multiple choice questions. If the user selects an incorrect answer, a message will appear telling them to try again, and if they select the correct answer, they will get a message saying that their answer was right and the presentation will automatically move to the next slide. To use macros in PowerPoint, it is first necessary to activate the Developer tab, which is hidden by default. If you do not see Developer in the list of main tabs at the top of your screen, then the option for it needs to be turned on. Other PowerPoint versions may look slightly different, but in version 2010, go to File and select Options. Choose Customize Ribbon in the left pane. Under Customize the ribbon on the right side of the window, check the box next to Developer, which is the only tab not selected by default, and click OK. Now you should see the Developer tab in the top bar of your window. When you select the Developer tab, you can see the macro-related buttons on the left: Visual Basic, Macros, and Macro Security. Before we write any macros, we'll create the question slides. I've already prepared a shell presentation containing 2 title-only slides and a final slide. For this tutorial, we'll use some simple questions. Macros can be assigned to a variety of objects including shapes, clip art, images, and text boxes. For this question, we'll select a shape to use for the answer options. We'll copy the first shape and paste it twice so that we have 3 answer boxes. If you wanted all of your question slides to use this kind of answer box, you would copy these blank shapes to your next slide before you typed any text in them or assigned any macros to them. To enter the answer choices, just select each shape and type. For the second question, we'll use clip art pictures, which we can access on the Insert tab. Double-clicking an image copies it to the slide. Now that we have our question slides ready, we'll create the macros. To do this, go to the Developer tab and select Visual Basic. This opens a Visual Basic window. In the Insert menu, select Module. In Visual Basic, macros start with the keyword sub, which is short for subroutine. The first macro we'll create will be for wrong selections, and we'll name it Wrong Answer. Visual Basic syntax requires open and closed parentheses after the macro name. When we hit Enter, you can see that Visual Basic automatically adds the end subroutine clause that marks the end of the macro. All this macro needs to do is inform the user that their selection was incorrect. To do this, we use the message box command. After we type the command name, Visual Basic displays the command's syntax. In this case, the prompt text is the only required parameter. The prompt for this macro will be "Sorry, try again." The double quotes around the message text are required. No other commands are needed for this macro. Next, we'll create the macro to be run when the user selects the correct answer. We'll name this macro Right Answer. When the user selects the correct answer, we want to display feedback and also move to the next slide, so this macro will contain 2 commands. The first command will be a message box command like the one we used in the Wrong Answer macro. After displaying that message, we want the presentation to move to the next question automatically. To do this, we need to use a Slideshow Windows command with the index number 1. Next, we need to choose the View subcommand. We can either type it in or select it from the drop-down displayed by Visual Basic. Finally, we need to add the next parameter. This would be a really good time to save our presentation. Go back to the presentation window and select Save As in the File menu. Browse to a directory and enter a file name. Because we have added macros to this presentation, we don't want to save it as a normal PowerPoint file. In the Type drop-down menu, select PowerPoint Macro-Enabled Presentation. This will give the file a .pptm extension. Click Save to save the file. Now we'll assign the macros to the answer choice objects. Select the first answer box which contains an incorrect answer. Go to the Insert tab and click the Action button. In the Action Settings window, select Run Macro. In the drop-down, choose the macro named Wrong Answer and then click the OK button. Repeat that process with the box containing 10. For the box containing 7, we need to assign the macro named Right Answer. We need to follow the same steps for the second question. We'll assign the Wrong Answer macro to the cow and rabbit pictures and the Right Answer macro to the shark picture. I'll save again and then we can test our work. To test, we start a slideshow. Page down or click to get to the first question slide. Select the first incorrect answer, which is 5 in this case. We see the message prompt that we specified in the Wrong Answer macro. When we click the OK button, it goes back to the slide so we can try again. When we click 10, we see the same behavior. Now we select 7. This time we get the message telling us that we chose a good answer. When we click the OK button, the presentation advances to the next question. For this question, we'll select each wrong answer to make sure the correct macro is run. When we select the shark, we see the message from the Right Answer macro. And when we select OK, the slide again advances to the next slide, which tells us that we have finished the quiz. An important thing to be aware of is that macros can contain malicious code. Because of this, when you close and reopen a macro-enabled file, Microsoft will display a security warning. Notice that when I close the slide window, the Visual Basic window also closes. Now when I reopen the file, we see a security warning saying that macros have been disabled. Since I created these macros and I know they're safe, I can click the Enable Content button. If someone else tried to use this presentation and the macros didn't work, the most likely cause would be that they did not enable content in that warning message. This has been a basic introduction to using macros in PowerPoint. You can use these simple techniques to add interactivity to your presentations. With a little imagination, you can see how this functionality opens up a lot of possibilities. You can learn more Visual Basic code to make more complex macros and give users more interesting feedback. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thanks, and have a great day.